Number 3. The number of doctors per 10,000 inhabitants for each of 5 countries is recorded in the table. So the first column lists the countries for me, and the next column tells me how many doctors are in each country for every 10,000 residents, inhabitants. Country Z has about 4 million inhabitants. Which of the following can be used to determine the approximate number of doctors in that country? So I'm only interested in country Z. The other countries will not be part of this problem. And country Z has about 20 doctors per 10,000 people. So I'm going to set up a proportion down here and see what I can do with this problem. So the first thing I want to do is set up the word form. So we have doctors, and we had 20, to inhabitants, or people, you could call it, residents. Did I spell that correctly? Inhabitants, yes. 10,000. And then I'm going to bring in that 4 million as the number of inhabitants for country Z. So the number that is unknown is the number of doctors. I'm going to use a D. I bet they use an X. No, they don't. Okay, they don't use anything at this point. So I'm going to use D for doctor. So my proportion will be solved this way, where I would multiply those two. So I have 20 times 4 million is equal to 10,000 times the letter D. So that's initially the setup for me. And then we need to take it from there. None of those match what's up here, so we have to do a little bit of rearranging. Would you agree with me that we could say 10,000 off this, or not off, but divided on this side and this side would allow me to cancel that one? So I'm left with doctors. That's what I'm looking for, so this is a good thing. And let me just take a look and see if I see this anywhere. So let me do it this way. Let's just bring this up here. We'll have to bring it back in a minute, but let's bring it up here and see. A doesn't match. B doesn't match. C doesn't match. D doesn't match. But look at E. E is the closest thing on there that we could do. So let me make a copy of this and then put it back down there at the bottom. And let's look at it right here beside E and figure out how E is the answer. But how is that working out? How is it the answer? Well, since I am multiplying and dividing, I have the ability to rearrange some terms. So what if I let this 10,000, you can't do this with addition and subtraction, but multiplying and dividing have a little bit more liberty. You could put it over here, or you could put it over here under that 4 million. And then you could say, okay, let's just leave it with the 4 million because those are inhabitants over inhabitants. And we've got the same thing here because this means times. So E is the answer. You want to divide 4 million by 10,000 and then multiply by 20. And you have liberty to rearrange things because of the multiplication and division. This is not even a solution that they're asking us to find. They're just asking us to set it up. So the number of doctors would be found with that formula. So I'm just going to draw an arrow to that formula. This is a setup question. I would prefer it if they just asked me to solve. I like solutions much better than setups, but they're testing my knowledge of algebra and also ratio and proportions.